You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Happy. Relentless search for luxury, in search of peace and happiness, the human mind wouldn't rest. A constant nag within we soul, demanding respect from the world. We get the urge in different form, but luxury is the norm. Money is very essential, but can't buy peace of mind at all. We still like dogs without a bone if we have the money alone. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because importance, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. The feeling has no barrier. Race and class doesn't matter. Once you are alive, you in the game. You do anything to get a good name. Some wealthy men turn to suicide. Can't find food to feed their pride. The AIDS and cripple in the ring, fight to be like a king. Children become delinquent for lack of love from their parents. That's why appreciation is most important to man. On the human mind, everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Solution to bad industrial relations. Employees will gladly draw their pay and do the job half the way. When workman feeling unwanted, the working spirit is daunted. He comes on the job and fool around. Production going down. Just make him feel significant. You get him do anything you want. A pat on the back is the best move for relations to improve. Because appreciation based on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Our deepest craving is common. All we need is attention to put us in the happy zone, regardless of what we own. Life is lonely without it. Each one should give a little bit. What you want your neighbors do, then life on earth will be true. Take a tip from the scripture. Appreciate one another. Share your love and make the mold for total peace in the world. Plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously.
Politics was we and them. That was never meant to be so, according to the anthem. But ethnic insecurity was maintained to divide us by some people in the country to sow the seeds of distrust. But we have bought a new system within the community. Now what used to be we and them has now become only we. From now on this nation is we. From now on it is you and I. From now on it is unity. From now on we flying high. All the races have come together to build a better country and create a brighter future for the whole society. The we and them thing is no more, because it is plain to see in this country from shore to shore the community is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we and we and we and we. Some ancestors came from India and some came from Africa. Look today, their descendants are here, coexisting together. There are others who came here too, the Chinese, Syrians and such. Native people are just a few in this land that we love so much. But the politics of the day and the love for a party cause people to begin to say them is them and we is we. From now on this country is we. From now on we all shall be one. From now on that's how it shall be. From now on all division done. As today united we stand, the people of Trinbago, one country, one nation, one island. Chutney Pan and Calypso, it's Trinidad and Tobago, better known as TNT. And we want the whole world to know we see ourselves as we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. In this nation is no more, and Mother China done disappear, gone away for good I'm sure. If we want to build a real nation, there can be no we and them. In spite of ethnic persuasion, all should fit in the system. Side by side we stand hand in hand within the society, this here paradise island, because you and I means we. From now on love and peace we. From now on race do not matter. From now on we means unity. From now on we are together. They cannot divide me again, cause we enter a new era. United we shall all remain, looking out for each other. Eric tell me matter they done. Today it is plain to see a new paradigm has begun, and that paradigm is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. Some politicians have tried their best to keep we subdivided, as their policies would attest. And now we are united, using that old colonial scheme. They sought to divide and rule, because if we are not a team, we are more easy to fool. Look, they had us fighting each other, causing misery and pain. Now all these times are gone forever, before never again. From now on Trinidad is we. From now on one philosophy. From now on Tobago shall be. From now on standing equally. No more African, no more Indian. We shall all be citizens, forged together to build one nation. Though we are different persons, done away with the we and them. In this land of Black Trinity, whenever we sing the anthem, from now on is only we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we.
Get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that dragon eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. You get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that eagle eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. Say we got up one morning, independence happening. They think the thing come easy, now they're taking liberty. But if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that dragon eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it there easy. You got to practice economy. From getting licks from the slave master to become the land owner. Brother, it's a terrible journey, packed with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to rise up, you got to stand up. Make up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate. for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners, of course, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And if you're new joining us, of course, the DAT Triplets is no other than the D is Diana, the A is yours truly, Anselm, and the T is no other than Tommy. That's the DAT Triplets. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on. You have on a red t-shirt, you have on a pink t-shirt, you have on a salmon t-shirt, a orange t-shirt. Doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on. You're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what planet you're from. You're from Mazatanias, Venuranias, Xenoranias, Sonoranias. Each and every one is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say a special welcome to no other than Thomas E., the Commissioner of Newark, from Silibia, close to Sally Bay, someplace close to Sandy Grande. They say by Piaco Airport, from Palaseco. Yeah, Palaseco. They say he went to school in Palaseco. No other than Thomas E. Marshall Nisbet, bud.
Good evening, village family. Good evening, Wall Street. How are you?
Good. Excellent. I can't complain at all. Today is a fantabulous, splendiferous day, man. How are you
Okay.
doing?
Quite good, thank you. Thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm. Good. Oh, yeah. Well, you can't really and truly, complain these days, you know what I mean? You know what, Tommy boy?
Hmm.
Um, you see all kind of thing going on in the world, boy? And sometimes I think we think that these things only happen. Okay, all right. Let me welcome Diana. Let me say a special welcome to no other than Diana, Waveney, Stormy, the Storm, Benskin, the poetess, the poetress, the motivational speaker, the Trin Bage Gonian from St. Catherine, by the way of St. Orgs, somewhere in St. Augustine, close to Tunapuna, no other than Diana, Waveney, Benskin, McDonald, boy.
Hello, villagers. Hi, Tommy. What's going on?
I'm quite
I
good.
see. I hear. I see. Garage pancake collapsed in New York City, and already they are using AI to go into the rubble to go and see if they see any survivors. You know what the AI is, right?
Artificial
Artificial
intelligence.
intelligence.
The
Mm.
robot dog, right? And also too, there's some of the entertainers like Drake and Rihanna and stuff, their voices were cloned by AI, and there's problems with the AI thing, huh? So we just, seeing the good and the bad and the ugly of AI. So I see Mr. AI dog climbing on the rubble. I say, well, 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 what we come to now?
I
Mm.
I think AI is splendiferous.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, because no one can stop the time, Diana.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't comment on things I know nothing about. So
Yeah.
but
AI
what I do,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
what I do know is that a lot of people lost cashier jobs because you have this automatic cashiering thing now. But that's just my observation. So AI is a wonderful thing. How everybody doing?
Yeah. AI is a fantabulous, splendiferous thing, and as in the colleges, the professors had to deal with it because you know AI could give you a thesis in 10 minutes.
Hmm.
AI could give you a resume in 5 seconds.
So let me ask you something.
Uh,
AI don't just get up, open its eye on morning and wake up and operate on its own. It still relies on a human being, right?
yeah.
Okay, good. That's
Right.
all.
So,
That's
so
all.
at the end of the day, there'll be a skill set needed in another arena to make AI a reality.
So
Yeah.
AI still relying on human, but I every time talk about I remember the Terminator movie. That just comes up in my head. Huh?
Yeah, but AI is people saying it's the future. It's already here. It's already here. There's no. I mean that horse left the station with respect to AI,
Hmm.
and if you don't get on board, you're going to be left behind. That's simple.
What I
And
what
there
I
are
what I
people.
hope what
There,
what I hope don't happen is they want to fly a plane without pilots. Eh? Right.
yeah,
That's gonna happen too.
that will happen.
That will happen. Well,
That
And
I
cars,
won't be getting on no plane then.
and cars are being driven without drivers.
yeah.
I be, and what happens? What happens? Okay, you see, I don't understand it, so I have these questions. The brain of the AI it relies on what? Electricity.
It's an accumulation of information from years of information that's accumulated.
Fine, I understand that
And
answer, but
AI, that's why they call it.
how does it operate? It relies on electricity.
Well, I don't understand.
The
How do you mean
AI, the
electricity?
actual functioning of the unit, the gadget, the software, whatever. Does it rely on electricity or does it rely on water? Does it rely on gasoline? How
It
does it
has
run?
it has to have a power source. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Now my concern is, thank you, Tommy. My concern is, should the power source fail? That's all I want. And I up in a plane that is being manned by AI. That's all I'm saying. But everybody have their own opinion. But good evening. Do your chat thing.
Okay. All right. Of course, first in the village was
Nadia.
Nadia. Okay, Nadia in a good mood today. I could tell. I get red, blue, and black emojis. Nadia in a real good mood today. Better days are coming in Trinidad and Tobago. I could see that. Tommy, see what I tell you? I didn't even see these, Tommy. Look. Tommy get red, blue, yellow, red, blue. Yeah, Nadia in a good mood today. Good afternoon, Tommy.
Good
Yeah?
afternoon, Nadia. Nadia is always in a good mood.
Yeah, Nadia get Diana get one set of red hearts. Hearts, boy. Two-color hearts.
She
Yeah, boy.
bleeding.
Nadia's spreading the love tonight, boy. And I wonder what she go get with love doctor tonight, boy. You see, look.
Mhm.
To Keisha, good night, love, Judy, Lana, Miss Kuva, Capiza. I see green, red, blue, yellow, green, blue. I tell all the Nadia in a good mood tonight. I could tell. I could tell when somebody in a good mood. Look, what's all this? Look at them all them colors. You know what it's to type in all them colors there?
Mhm.
You had about 10 buttons there, you know.
Mhm.
You understand? to type in all them colors. Yeah, Nadia. Daryl Super Sad, welcome, boy.
Hey,
Yeah,
Darren Superstar in the house.
yeah. Yeah, no, Nadia, we were just I think we was playing the music. I don't know if Oli was saying the music, but hey, look, Diana, good friend, Mean Gene Julian, boy. Yeah, Mean Gene on third tonight, boy. Fourth, Mean Gene come in before. No, Daryl Superstar was second. Mean Gene, Mean Gene was third, boy. This is the
Mm,
first time Mean Gene come third, you know.
mm.
A boy, he couldn't wait to come in to talk to Diana. That is what it is.
He eating the oats, so you got strength now.
Eh, the woman is boss Benskin. Highly
Yeah.
welcome.
Who that? Who that? Who that?
Rajvi. Rajvi inside, boy. Rajvi said no. Look, Kapiza, boy. Kapiza. Let me get Kapiza a round of applause tonight.
What could
Let me,
pizza do?
let me give him a round of applause tonight. Not only one, but two. Let me see two comments. Two
I'm not
comments.
happy and I'm in them.
Yeah. Excuse me a little bit there, but I have to give Kapiza a round of die for you, boy. Round of applause, man. Yeah, man. You make me out tonight, boy. Another always city fella. Anytime you write a sentence, your first sentence in the village always have PNM in it, boy. No PNM in it, you know. This time, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, no PNM. Look, Gary Griffith just released a statement. Distraction, old talk, irrelevant initiatives from the crime symposium.
oh,
You understand?
oh,
Yeah. Nobody don't like. It's when you're on the other side of the fence,
oh.
right? You just look at things a little differently, you know. And now that Gary Griffith is on the other side of the political divide, where he wants to become prime minister, you know, that crime initiative to him is a waste of time, and to many people in Trinidad is a waste of time. Yeah. Um. Let me see. Yeah. Kapiza said no, Diana. Rajvi said they can learn and do tasks without asking. Yeah, boy. Olena, remember we have Siri and we have Alexa,
Mm,
right? And
mm.
what they have done is make us very lazy.
But
And
if you have no
AI,
current, if you have no current, Alexa and Siri ain't working, or Wi-Fi it ain't working.
Dana, you could get a generator.
That's what I'm saying. So
Many, many,
when
many.
AI can create their own power source, then you said yeah, you had a threat. Yeah, you know you're really seeing a threat. But as of now, they're still relying on a power source. That's all.
Dana, when we had hurricane and all kind of thing, yeah, and people break down and was out of electricity and all kind, people was running on a generator. All they do, they go to the gas station, they put gas, they put it in the generator, and the generator could power the whole house.
Mhm.
There's a lot of backup. There's backup system.
Yeah,
You know, people in
there's
Trinidad,
backup.
when current
Yeah,
going, when current going in Trinidad, them big business and them, they have a backup generator.
yeah,
And
I
as soon
figured
as the
that.
current
Yeah.
going, the backup generator. Yeah,
But this
so I mean,
AI, this AI is a dangerous thing. Dangerous, in my opinion.
no,
A dangerous thing.
yeah.
Eh,
Many people, there are many people who would say that. Just as how when
eh,
think about it, right? When we was having electric cars, when
mm,
um Tesla came
mm,
out with electric cars. People used to laugh. People say, how far that thing go drive? That thing can't drive no more than 10, 15 miles before it stop and the battery going dead. All kind of thing. Right? Now look at it. Almost every car company have electric cars today. And Tesla is one of the biggest company in the world for electric cars. People, I mean, change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. You know, I mean, sometimes we don't want to accept certain type of changes. And I go back to this all the time. Back in the 60s and the 70s, we had a phone where you had to put your finger inside it and dial it. Or you had to pick up the phone and you're pressing the thing to dial it. Now you could tell Siri, Siri, call John for me. Like if Siri, call Joan, Siri, call this one. Alexa, play Alexa, what's the weather outside? Look, Siri even going to call. Look, Siri on my phone.
And AI is going to hold us as digital hostages, and it's going to make our brains non-functioning. Because I'll ask a question here now. How many of you can remember 10 phone numbers out of your head that you call regularly?
I don't need to remember 10 phone numbers.
Not
I don't know.
I used to remember quite a bit at one point, but since
I don't need to remember phone numbers.
The phones are stored, the numbers are stored in the phone.
See?
I only remember my own number sometimes.
But back in the day, you knew quite a few phone numbers. Let me speak for myself.
I was the go-to guy in the family for anybody's phone number.
Quite a few phone numbers. Yeah, I knew them. I had them in my head. Mm-hmm.
You don't need to keep all that information in your head no more. It's that simple.
That is one of the perils of that AI and relying on these digital things.
It's good and it's bad. You don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah. Sometimes I do.
Ways to use it. There's so many other ways to use it. There's so many other ways to use your brain.
I watch. Look, I went to school to learn to type. Now, back in that was a prestigious skill, learn typing and so on. Now you're picking on the phone. You're picking and entering. And I see these young people with the two thumbs, and the thumbs going 100 miles a minute. Me, when I sit behind the laptop or the PC, the desktop, I'm a trained typist. I go with my two hands, and I find that comfortable. But to do things on the phone with two thumbs, I can't get it done. So we were taught to type, not to type. Anybody there?
So, Rajvi says AI will replace 80% of workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Rajvi says, I love AI. Rajvi say, at Diana, in the metaverse, once you're in, you're in. Eiley says, Venezuela come like Trinidad, and it's like they never left Venezuela. They fit in Trinidad culture like nothing else. They're big in criminal activity. They have to make all the never see come see like AI, and then after that they will pass laws to use AI against the citizens. What Gary ever go do? Alexa and Siri makes you very PNM.
Makes you very well?
Okay. PNM.
Who's that? Capiza?
Alexa. Who else you expect? Come on. You might have to be consistent. No, Diana, they can't move and relocate using Signal.
They can't do what?
They can't move and relocate using Signal. You know, you was a captain in the army, so you know what you're talking about. And I can move and use solar energy or nuclear. Yeah, what you saying? Yeah. Every once in a while, you talk something good.
I don't trust it. I don't like it.
Yeah, hey, listen. So Daryl say, answer my team, everyone in the chat tomorrow, 19th of April is my birthday, boy. Yeah, we go play a nice song for you, boy. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Daryl, boy. Yeah. Daryl, how you go? You go be 35, 25? We ain't sure, you know. But we go, let's say happy birthday to Daryl, You gotta play a little song there for Daryl. Diana, get with the program, you see? Me and Gene done telling you already, get with the program. You gotta move into the 21st century, you know. Yeah? I
Hey,
didn't say
wait a minute. He's 75 years old and telling me to get with the program.
well
Hey,
because he with the program. If
hey,
he's 75 and we with the program, and
but
you
if he's
younger than him,
75 and with the program, what do you think? I just don't like it. I don't like the ramifications of it. I don't like it.
no,
Well,
I'm
like or not like, it's a reality.
that train left the station long time. AI,
I
everything
don't
now,
like
not
it.
everything. Or that will say be 35 years tomorrow. You see, I was right. I said 25 or 35. Listen, there are so many things that we don't like.
I
Many
don't
things
like
we
it.
don't like. For example, when they had the pandemic, there were certain things we didn't like,
I don't
right?
like it.
Didn't like wearing a mask. And it's funny now, the pandemic done and people still wearing a mask.
I still wear mine.
That goes to show you. People still wearing a mask because they figure that it's kind of safer if they wear a mask. When you're going to a hospital, you have to wear a mask.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just for safety
I,
issues.
I don't trust China. You see, they open up a police station in New York and nobody know about it. I don't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where they gonna let go again. Mm-mm.
I,
You didn't hear about that? The secret police station they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
operating?
In Manhattan.
Yep.
yeah, no,
Mm,
I didn't hear about that.
yeah.
Yep.
I,
Yeah.
I,
I don't
have
trust. I
you
don't trust.
have you ever used Siri or Alexa, Dan? Dana?
Yeah. Mm.
Okay,
But sometimes when I call it, she ain't understanding what I saying with my
so
accent.
so so why are you using artificial intelligence if you don't like it?
Well, it was there for my use, so I use it. I don't have it in my home. It was there where I was, so I used it.
But you on your phone, who's your phone? Siri or
One
Google?
of them, I don't use it.
Oh, okay. All
In
right.
Amazon shopping and then in Google, I don't use it. I type.
So when you need directions, what do you do?
I put it in my car.
Oh, okay.
And what it does is the lady inside there talks to me and tell me where to go.
So which one you use? Google
I don't know. I just
or
type it
Brain?
in my car. Inside on the panel on my car. I don't know.
Oh,
And
okay.
my car starts talking to me.
Okay.
Oh, you have a car with AI then?
Mm.
Yeah, you have a car with artificial intelligence.
Mhm,
If your car talking to you, that's artificial intelligence.
mhm.
So
Yeah. And
it's,
one time
What,
I'm
so what you
driving.
need to do? You need
One
to
time I'm
kind of
driving
contact
going.
Siri and tell him take out the artificial intelligence.
Yeah, one time I'm driving going, and it's like all of a sudden she tells me, what traffic ahead, redirecting. I'm like, huh? And send me all around the world to bring me back in the same traffic. I was like, hmm.
So the station that opened in New York, is that a Chinese station? Or what is it? A police station?
It was a police station operating in the shadows illegally in New
Who, who
York City,
who
and
opened it?
the feds shut it down.
Chinese.
Yeah, they don't know how
Chinese?
much it was spying, and what they say they were doing is harassing people who China considers to be dissidents. Like if you speak up against the government, they track them down. Pretending to be police officers. If you see them in the NYPD outfit, and they track down these people. Someone that's far living out in San Francisco, I think, subject to correction, but out that side, um, they were harassing them and stuff.
So here it is. Two arrested for allegedly operating illegal Chinese police station in New York City. China says its service centers around the world help Chinese nationals with paperwork issues and are run by volunteers, but the US and other authorities say they are illegal police outposts. Two people have been arrested by the FBI on allegation they helped operate an illegal police station for the government of China in Lower Manhattan. The two are charged with conspiring to act as agents for the Chinese government. The FBI said Henry Liu and Jian Wang, 61, of the Bronx, and Chen Jinping, 59, of Manhattan, were arrested Monday morning at their homes in New York City. The defendants worked together to establish the first overseas police station in the United States on behalf of the Fuhu branch of the Ministry of Public Security, the FBI said in a statement. In addition to the New York complaint, two other complaints were filed, one against 34 members of the Beijing Municipal Public Security Bureau and another against a group of 10 people that includes 8 Chinese government officials. The common thread in the three complaints that the suspects allegedly worked to intimidate, harass, and threaten wanted Chinese nationals inside the United States. Last November, the FBI said it was aware that China was operating a de facto police station in Manhattan outside of proper procedure or authority as part of a global network of such outposts. It followed a September 2022 investigation by a non-governmental organization, Safeguard Defenders, which reported there were dozens of such centers worldwide conducting police operations. Chinese officials decried that characterization, saying the service centers were volunteer run and had nothing to do with policing. But the New York Times reported in January that
Mm.
Chinese state media has explicitly described the centers as policing facilities acting in other countries without collaborating with local authorities. The Times also reported that the FBI had searched the East Broadway facility in the fall of 2022. This case serves as a powerful reminder that the People's Republic of China will stop at nothing to bend people to their will and silence messages they don't want anyone to hear. Kurt Renault, acting assistant director of the FBI counterintelligence, said in a statement. So just imagine, right? If they could do this in Manhattan, in
Mhm.
a big city like Manhattan, what about little
Mhm.
Trinidad and Jamaica and all them?
Mhm. Mhm.
Think about that. If they could do this so long and get away with it, right?
Especially where they have monetary interests.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Where they lend
Uh,
your money, where they build this field. Mm. Them
Capiza
have
says,
a them have a agenda that it confuses me. But we'll see.
Capiza says, how you think the predator does fly or the reaper? Well,
Hold
I
on.
think you're telling me it's by artificial intelligence. Ask Siri to search your house for zombie. I guess you already asked it, Siri. What you already asked it, Capiza? What did it come up with?
Hmm.
If you can,
I just follow this Newsweek thing, a certain thing. They had something. I saw a documentary, a news article. I saw it on ABC also, where they call what cloud seeding. I think that was the term used. Do you know these people go up in the atmosphere and they let go certain? Let me tell you my own words because I'm not a scientific person.
Well, they
And they
create
let go
rain.
things that like particles, and whenever the rain fall, it trapped. They come together and they create this big heavy cloud, and that's what helps with some of the precipitation, especially in dry, hot areas.
Of
So
course.
I said to myself, I wonder if they just do that to create blizzards too, because somebody said the one up in Buffalo was like, whoa, out of the blue,
Cloud
and it
seeding.
developed really fast. Go ahead, Tommy.
Cloud seeding's been in existence for quite a while now.
Well, but that first time I heard about it, so I paid particular attention. I took a few little notes, and I said, "Well, looky here, I I never heard about it till now. Never
Okay.
heard about it. So when you get an magnanimous amount of flood water just pummeling you, I wonder if they do cloud seeding, eh?
There's
Okay.
there's so many things that are going on that
Yep.
the average person don't know about.
Yep.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's certain things that
You ever heard about cloud seeding, Ansel?
nah,
See?
nah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't control them things. I mean, I know worrying about them things.
No, I like to know what's going on around me, and I'd be
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
but I
interested in those kind of.
I mean,
I'm like,
no,
what?
but I'm just saying me. If I was to
Mhm.
me personally, there are certain things that you can't control. If I really can't control it, I can't worry about it. Like for example,
Mm.
when it snows, right? I normally will go run in the snow, right?
Hmm.
When it get hot, people just say, well, you ain't gonna run in the hot. Well, I wait till it get about 6 p.m. at night and it get a little cool and I'll go run. Because everything like rain, when it rain, I still go run. My philosophy is always that there are certain things I can't control, so I let it be. Because I can't control it. That's just me. If I can't control it, I ain't worrying about it.
I'm learning, that's a cloud seeding. Well, educate a sister here, boy. And I sit and say, look how them could make rain and flood and blizzard.
of
Huh?
course, of course.
Huh?
And
Yeah, but that's
there,
go ahead, Tommy.
and there are those who say that it can make earthquakes too.
Oh, geez. Tommy, don't
Yeah,
make me frightened now.
yeah, but guys like um snowing. You go to certain places and skiing, and they make snow, right? Because there's certain time there's a shortage of snow, and
And
they need a certain
Yeah.
amount of
Mhm.
snow and a certain amount of temperature in order for them to ski. So they just make snow, and
Yeah,
you go
but
your
I,
way
you know.
rejoicing in your ski.
But the cloud seeding thing, man, them could calculate look like they could. I don't know, like they could calculate how much this how much whatever it is to seed the cloud with to get a 10 foot of snow or 5 days of rain. I just that's how my brain is work. But hey, that's how my brain is work. I wonder, can they cloud seed to make a tornado to Tommy?
I don't know, but a lot of things are quite possible.
Mm. Oh well. Hmm.
The tornado is not the hot air and the cool air colliding.
I don't know. I Everybody had that. Well, you know what? I shouldn't be surprised because they make a human being in a test tube. So hey,
So, folks, it's in the
mm,
village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. It's Diana and some Tommy and you in the village with the DAT Triplets. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after
You're
this.
listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Let me read for you guys what Gary Griffith just posted, right? And when we finish, we're going to play a new game here on an indie village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. So Gary Griffith just posted distraction.
You are listening to WZYELP 95.9 FM, Maplewood, New Jersey.
All right. This is what Gary Griffith just posted. Distraction, old talk, and irrelevant initiatives from the crime symposium. After 2 days of old talk attempting to distract the country with his crime symposium, Keith Rowley's big takeaway of his anti-crime plan is a civilian ban on assault weapons. Isn't that a good idea if they ban assault weapons?
Of course.
Isn't that a great idea?
but where they getting the guns from? Eh?
Well,
Where they getting
But
it? Not through customs.
no, but Diana, if they're
It's
gonna ban assault weapons and they're banning it, isn't that a good thing?
where they getting it
I'm just
from in the first place. I want to know. I want to know assault weapons not in the hands of law enforcement. How the regular public gets in it? That's what I want to know.
Okay, let me continue reading, right? So, reality check, Keith Rowley. No assault weapon have ever been issued by any TNT commissioner of police to civilians, and the only persons in possession of these weapons are members of law enforcement, similar to those in your security detail and the criminal elements. Additionally, the other major anti crime plan is to voice your concern about U.S. gun manufacturers producing these weapons, even though we import these same weapons for our defense force and special arm of the police service, in, excuse me, inclusive of those who personally guard the PM and his ministers. And these weapons illegally enter due to your administration incompetence and failure to secure our borders. Almost 100% of murders committed by firearms in this country are by illegal firearms. Yet again, Keith Rowley decides to double down on law abiding citizens being issued legal firearms. Over 8,000 citizens have been murdered in the past 2 decades. And by the way, Gary, you are responsible for the third and fourth highest murders under your watch. Eh? Don't forget that. Over 8,000 citizens have been murdered in the past 2 decades, and the number of murders committed by law abiding citizens with assault weapons is zero because none have ever been issued to them. Excellent anti crime plan, Keith. Country will be safe now. Gary Griffith, NTA political leader. All right, let me do this. Let me call Gary Griffith. We see we go pick up his phone. Right? Diana, you have a special line to Gary Griffith. You want to call him?
No, I do not.
You answer that question so quick, did
I tell you, no, I do not. I do not have any special line. Don't go put nothing in me. Don't go put nothing in your wife head now, eh?
You
Yeah.
putting nothing in my wife's head?
All right.
You just supposed to call him Gary Griffith. Gary ain't picking up the phone no more, boy. Diana, call him now. If you see your number show up, you go pick up. You could
Maybe he's
plug
out
him.
busy. I don't know. I answer him.
You could
He
plug
would
him
answer
through.
you. He has answered you before. I don't call him like that. He's answered you before. Maybe he's busy doing something.
Yeah, he's busy walking a constituency somewhere. Yeah. All right. So folks, we want to play a little thing here, and we are calling it. And Diana is going to join us at some time in the future. All right.
You say like it's like that sometime in the future, meaning when next.
Hmm.
Well, it could be tomorrow. It could be Tuesday. It could be
I
Saturday.
have my doubts about it. You know me. Yeah. I want to
It
see
could be.
how. Let me see how it turn out with two all. Yeah,
It could be
quite a
sometime in the
few
future.
times.
But folks, where we going? We starting something new here, where we have something is either you're in or you're out. So we have a little segment now, which we're gonna call it Tom in or Tom out. Tommy will suggest something, and I will decide whether I'm Tom in or I'm Tom out. I will suggest something, and Tommy will decide whether he's wall in or whether he's wall out. Right? So it's in or out. Either you're in. If you're in, you support it. If you're out, you don't support it.
But
So
answer
Tommy,
me, if you're going down that road, you ain't need me and Tommy then. Or why you need us then if you going down that road?
Okay, well, you will have your topic.
Everybody had a topic. Tommy has this
I
topic.
am.
Tom in. He's either Tom in or Tom out. So Tommy will give his topic, and he'll say, "Are you Tom in or are you Tom out?" And then Tommy will give the decision whether he's Tom in or Tom out.
Okay, y'all go ahead. Play a Jeopardy game now. Let me see what's going on.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Well, the recently concluded summit, or should we say exercise with the CARICOM heads of state concerning how we deal with crime and security issues here in the Caribbean has been relatively successful. Yes or no?
So are you torment or you torm out? You asking the other ask, are you torment or you torm out?
Are you torment or torm out? If you believe it was successful, you're in. If you believe it was not, you're out.
Correct. Well, I have to say I'm torment. And the reason why I'm torment is because there's already a major policy decision came out of it from Caribbean heads of state is that they're going to ban any AR-14 rifles. 14, AR-15. Is AR-15 or AR-5?
I think it's 15, not 5.
All right, they're going to ban any AR-15, rifles. And I think that's a good thing. That's a good start with respect to, addressing crime issues in the Caribbean. Before we didn't have it. We didn't have many heads of state from around the Caribbean sitting down and discussing crime because crime is a problem for many of these islands. And I think it was an excellent initiative, a fantabulous, splendiferous initiative. So Tommy, I am Tomin. So you let us know, Tommy. Well, you have to be Tomin because you bring
Yeah,
it up. You can't be Tom out.
no, I'm in because for the mere reason that just the fact that they sat down and decided to work on a formula to deal with it and conclude a way to resolve it once and for all, I had to be in.
There we go. So we started there. So both of us agree that you are in. So here is my: are you wall in or are you wall out? Mrs. Kamala Prasad Processor stated that she want to bring stand your ground laws to Trinidad and Tobago if the UNC is to get elected. I told me, are you wall in or are you wall out?
I'm going to wall out on that.
Okay. It's like we play. Why are you going to wall out on it?
For the mere reason that we don't want people to be killing people innocently, and that's what happens with this standing ground thing. We saw what happened in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be murdering people and covering it up with this standing ground law.
Mm-hmm. So Tommy, you're wall out. Tommy, I have to agree with you as well. I am also wall out on stand your ground laws, and here's why I'm wall out. Okay, and this is the big reason why, and this is why. After we finish this, we're going to call some UNC person to let them know that the last thing we want in Trinidad is increased violence. And one of the major drawbacks to stand your ground laws is increased violence. Critics of stand your ground laws argue that they may lead to an increase in violence as individuals may feel emboldened to use force in situations where it's not necessary or appropriate. But also, secondly, and in this country, this is a big problem with stand your ground laws, racial bias. Some studies have suggested that stand your ground laws may disproportionately benefit white individuals, leading to racial bias in the application and potentially increasing the risk of harm to minority individuals. And thirdly, increase legal complexity. The application of stand your ground laws can be complex and may lead to confusion amongst individuals and law enforcement officials, potentially leading to unintended consequences and legal challenges. So I am totally wall out on stand your ground laws, and I don't see how we want to implement something like that in Trinidad. I mean, if the UNC should win, because it can be, increase violence in Trinidad and Tobago, and that's the last thing we need in Trinidad and Tobago. So there you have it. That is the embryonic stage of in or out, torm in or torm out, wall out, wall in or wall out. So with that now, let me call a UNC person, see who will pick up the phone. Let me try What's that fella name, boy? Oh God, not Naked. Senator Lyda. Lyda. Damian Lyda. I'm gonna pick up your phone now since Gary leave the program, you know. All you know that? Since Gary leave the program, Senator Lyda ain't pick up your phone, boy. You know who gonna call? I'm gonna call Rodney Charles. Let me call Rodney Charles. See if he go pick up your phone. Rodney Charles. There we go, Rodney Charles. Only they are parliament now?
Not at this time, I don't think.
I mean, you know them fellas and them have to defend, stand your ground anyway, right? All right, he ain't picking up.
Follow the leader.
Yeah. I don't follow the leader. Who else? I'm gonna call Rushton Parry. Them fellas and them used to talk to me a long time, you know. Oh God. Them fellas used to find me in the village, boy. Like the Phantom let them change the number, boy. Rushton Parry, we call him.
Maybe Dr. Shane Mohammed too.
You know what? Yeah, let me get you up. Let
And
me
didn't
see
you
if we,
have a previous police commissioner's number, Williams, is it?
Stephen Williams. Yeah.
Oh.
What we calling him to ask him?
Well, this stand your ground.
Oh yeah.
He should be qualified to answer.
Let me see. Stephen Williams. So folks we calling the former commissioner of police.
They're on the same time now. Huh?
Hello, Mr. Williams.
Good evening.
Mr. Williams, you are live on WZYE 95.9 FM. And we just call you quickly here to ask you a quick question about stand your ground laws. We have it here in the United States of America, and recently the political leader of the United National Congress described that a stand your ground law will work in Trinidad and Tobago. And we just wanted to get a professional's personal opinion on what they think.
I at this point in time, I didn't hear the comment of the opposition member, and I wouldn't want to comment on her comment.
What is your opinion on stand your ground laws?
That's a very interesting place right now, eh?
Say that again.
I said Trinidad is a very interesting place right now. So
but Mr. Williams, based on your knowledge of stand your ground laws, do you think something like that will work in Trinidad and Tobago?
I haven't considered it. It may or may not be able to work, but I haven't considered it. So I don't want to give you a yes or no answer to that.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you for taking up the phone. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right. So that was a good pick there, Diana. I'm gonna try one of those fellow who was our commissioner. What is that next fellow? Was he commissioner before he? Um, or remember that fella, man?
No.
Williams.
No,
Williams.
we just
Jones?
spoke Williams there.
Um,
Philbert, Philbert,
Gilbert.
Philbert,
Oh.
Philbert. Yeah, let me call Philbert. James Philbert.
And what about the watchman?
It kind of. I wonder what time it is in Ghana.
Mm.
You know what? Let me do that, Diana. Let me see if you go pick up the phone because it's kind of late in Ghana. You know. Let me
It's
see. Let me
very
call him.
late.
See if we go pick up the phone. Yeah. Well,
6 o'clock
yeah,
in the
try it.
morning.
We try it. All right. So we calling watchman.
You know, it's a long ringtone, boy. Woo.
Man in Uganda. What do you expect?
Mr. Anselm.
Hello, Mr. Watchman. Before you say
happening?
anything, you are live on
Mm-hmm.
WZYE 95.9 FM. I don't want you to say it. I don't want you to say it.
No, we.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
You caught me doing a. I'm doing a case, so I'm writing up statements.
Oh, well,
and
we're not gonna keep you long. I promise you, we're not gonna keep you long.
No, it's all.
And the reason why we call you, well, Diana said,
Yeah.
call Wayne here because she says he's a very intelligent person, right?
I did not say
you know
that.
what?
I said call him. I did not say you were intelligent, sir. Okay. Good.
So she doesn't think I'm intelligent then because she's
I
denying
did that. Hello. You can't go in no court of law and say that I say he intelligent or I don't think he's intelligent. I never made a statement pertaining to his intelligence at all.
I take it back. But wait, we have the stand your ground law that the opposition is putting out there in case they win an election. Just give us your opinion. You don't have to give an opinion on what Mrs. Kamla Prasad Besessa said, but what is your opinion on a stand the ground law in Trinidad and Tobago? From your perspective.
I would say it does not apply. First of all, your ground law comes out of the context of the United States, where the right to bear arms is enshrined in the Constitution, the Second Amendment. And it means that people are generally allowed to have guns at their homes, everyone, including even possibly kids. And where that is concerned, it means that people entering into your homes can be expected to be confronted by you with your firearm if you believe that you are in danger. And, generally, it meant that in law, if you are facing a threat, you can and should take some action to remove yourself from the threat rather than becoming ultra aggressive and going forward because you think that you're more powerful. But in terms of stand your ground, if you are in your house, a man's home is his castle, and there's nowhere else for you to go if you're there. And that has been used in America in some states, where it has been added to in terms of people having, open carry or concealed carry and all of the other trappings that comes with firearms. Where people can buy firearms even without proper background checks in many instances. That cannot apply in Trinidad and Tobago because it is not the same context. We are talking about people who have received firearms from the Commissioner of Police for self-protection. So in effect, if they are in their homes and they are attacked by criminals as is happening now, they are entitled to use their registered and licensed firearms to protect themselves. But it is not called stand your ground, because stand your ground could happen anywhere. But you have to take the context into consideration. Look, the issue here is very simple, that we have to find a way to protect people in their homes from the gang elements who are now using home invasions as a new technique, which I said a long time ago was going to start happening, that they were going to start coming to people's homes more and more. And it's happening. But it's not based on people carrying guns legally. Like, for example, one man may legally be carrying a gun and try to enter the yard or the premises of somebody else who's also carrying a legal firearm. No, this is the case where the criminals with illegal firearms are carrying out their escapades and attacking people in their homes. But nobody wants to address the real issue, is that our judicial system, our laws are weak when it comes to firearm gun offenses. And unless we address it both as government and opposition in terms of passing stringent laws to make it mandatory sentences, expedited trials, having the possibility of ensuring that they're judge alone trials, because the criminals can intimidate jurors, kill witnesses, all of that. Have judge alone trials where we can bring judges from foreign countries in the Caribbean to do cases and go back on an expedited basis and execute those, because we still have the law on the books with respect to the death penalty, those who commit certain heinous murders, especially using guns. Unless they do all of these things, nothing is going to happen. No amount of prayers, no amount of patrols, none of those will help us. And people like to use themes and things that they hear coming from foreign countries without looking at the context. So it sounds nice.
Absolutely.
Stand your ground.
Yeah.
What has to happen? We have to be allowed to stand our ground, because most of the people in Trinidad and Tobago do not have firearms. Most of the people, the ordinary citizens, don't have firearms. And the people who are coming into their homes are not police and the army. These are criminals who are carrying illegal firearms. And we have to address that. But we are not. Everybody's playing and trying to see if they can one up the other party by saying my plan is better than your, and I have a plan. When you put me in office, I will do this. You see it even with the commissioner of police. Everybody has a plan until they get into office. That's what they say. Remember, Mike Tyson said it. Everybody has a plan until
get punched.
Get a punch in the mouth. In the context of boxing, yeah. Once they get punched, all your plans go down.
But you know when we don't want to keep it too long, because we appreciate you picking up the phone. But you know when something is this, I did a quick research on stand your ground, and one of the major drawbacks in stand your ground is increased violence. It said critics of stand your ground laws argue that they may lead to an increase in violence, as individuals may feel emboldened to use force in situations where it's not necessary or appropriate.
Yes, and not only that, one of the big things that you have in stand your ground laws, that the persons who are most likely to be shot would be people of color.
Correct is right.
People like me and you.
Correct is right.
And
correct.
Then
Racial bias.
When you add that, right.
And when one of the other drawbacks is racial
the
bias.
Of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. When you add that to a multicultural society like Trinidad and Tobago, there is the possibility that people will use it to attack anyone who looks different to them.
Correct.
And that is a danger.
Major danger. Major.
But we are talking the wrong thing, because in terms of stand your ground, people, as you have seen it happening in America, people have been ultra aggressive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And in states like Florida, remember?
Yes. Mark
Uh,
Zimmerman. Mark
um,
Zimmerman.
yes, Zimmerman case. Yes, we all remember it well.
Trayvon Martin.
Even the recent case with Rittenhouse.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. But these are cases where you're talking about a country where people can now openly carry firearms, where it is part of their rights enshrined under the Constitution, and there's a lobby to protect them. Trinidad and Tobago is being besieged by guns from the United States and South America and other places. And what the opposition and the government must do is call a détente to their political sword fighting and sit down and say, let us do something for the country and let us do it quickly. Now, you recall when many years ago, when the UNC was in power and they pulled some shenanigans, which I agreed with wholeheartedly, to hang Dole Shady and his cohort. Remember that?
Yeah, Ramesh.
And this was after the same Ramesh Niraj who spent years cultivating the human rights principle, and Trinidad joined all the international conventions against cruel and inhumane treatment and punishment, of which the death penalty is said to be one. But at the same time, the United States, who enforces some of these changes on countries' record, have states who execute all the time. And they say, well, state rights.
Texas. Yep.
Oklahoma, another, yeah, there are many states, especially what you call the red states. But at the same time, they're not showing the same kind of interest in stopping it in their country, because they know that they want to be able to use it when they have to. We have it, we are not using it, and we are being overrun by young thugs. And let us be honest here. We all know where the majority of the thugs are coming from, what ethnic group they belong to, according to the statistics that we've seen in the country. So when you create a stand your ground law, you are creating open season.
Mayhem. You want to create mayhem in our country.
Even if they're not armed, because with stand your ground, the person does not have to be armed. The person just have to be within your space and creating some sort of threat or risk to you that believe requires you to protect yourself.
But Wayne,
and
just
the law
before
would
you
not
go,
look beyond.
right?
Yes.
But Wayne, just before you go, right? It would have been better if she had want to introduce the Castle Doctrine law. The Castle Doctrine is a legal principle that provides individuals with certain protection for using force in self-defense within their own home or castle. The doctrine is based on the idea that a person has a right to defend their home, family, and property from intruders and should not be required to retreat before using force to do so. That, I could agree with that 100%.
But that's the general principle of law of self-defense.
Right. Yeah.
It's no different that you can protect yourself, your property, and your relatives from harm, even in the middle of the street, even being attacked anywhere. But the principle has always been that there must be some sort of a proportional response. Not if a man chasing you with a broomstick, you mow him down with an AK-47. See, that's where the question of proportionality comes in. But that will not apply under the present construct of stand your ground law in the United States, because they know very well that there is racial bias there, and there is the fact that the vast majority of people being killed in these circumstances will be black people. I mean, we kill ourselves with drive-by shootings and murders at an alarming rate. But we have seen enough cases where black people get killed without doing anything. A la Eric Garner, for offenses that is basically a ticket offense.
Watchman, I have a question for you. I hope you don't mind me calling you that. The governor in Satan, the Satan in Florida, I just call him that. You see what he's proposing to after July, anybody can go and apply for a gun, and you don't have to do no background check or nothing. Is that a good idea? Yes.
Well, I try not to comment on American politics and legal system, except in the context of how it applies to Trinidad and Tobago, because your situation there is unique, and your 50-state principle means that every state under state rights can do basically what they want. And except when the parties align and they control the federal part, then they can also follow the policies in certain states. What I can say is that America is a gun society, and it's no different to some of the societies I've seen that have gone through revolutions and coups and wars that are criticized as having high levels of violence. Like for example, South Africa, where the apartheid system subjugated black people for so many years and subjected them to extreme violence. So even after apartheid has been basically stopped, the legacy of apartheid has remained, where violence amongst black people remains the same or higher, whilst the white people put themselves into citadels and into create their own enclaves and gated communities to protect themselves against the black people, and walk around with guns to threaten black people.
I said to the women in Trinidad and Tobago, walk with their box cutter. I don't talk. Good.
Well, are you aware that a box cutter is an offensive weapon? And according to the law, if it is an offensive, if you have no other use for it, unless you're working in a factory and the box cutter is part of your tools, then you might be. If something happens, you could be arrested and charged for possession of an offensive weapon. No.
Understood.
They're talking about pepper spray. The problem with pepper spray is that it can be used by anybody and everybody if you legalize it for everybody. I would prefer to legalize it only for women or for members of the armed forces and the protected services who will use it to subjugate or to control men in certain circumstances, because the threat in this society is men. Generally, it's men, it's not women.
But watchman, if I'm a woman in Trinidad and I got to be out in cars coming from work or going to work, and I don't have no male, to go with me, I am not going to be walking. I no, this is me. When I am in Trinidad and Tobago, watchman, I will tell you this. I have a box cutter inside a Ziploc bag right at the top of my bosom. You try anything with me, I go and let Paul, whoever, let Minister Security Hines charge me, who's the Commissioner Earl charge me, but they're not going to get the better hand of Diana. Right? Good. That's all I'm saying.
Why don't you apply for a legal firearm?
And I'm not applying, but I had to go through a whole rigmarole, and then they tell you, no, I have a box cutter on me in the interim while I wait for the firearm, yes or no. I walk in with my box cutter. I hear you. But let her charge me.
I disagree. No,
But
I disagree.
let her chat. So you would rather the young girl get
But
snatched and she's found down a cliff.
no,
Mm.
no,
All
I am
right, Watchman.
saying,
I hear you. I hear you.
I am
We, we,
saying,
it's good.
no, you're not hearing me. I am saying apply for legal firearms. The
Uh
commissioner of
huh.
police is a female who should
Uh huh.
understand the risk that females are going through.
Uh huh.
And people were getting under the previous commissioner 7, 8, 10, 26 firearms
Oh
for,
dear.
for a party of two. So therefore, why you can't women who are at risk apply for firearms and get it? Because I
Okay.
tell you now, as a man,
Uh
you have
huh.
less chance of protecting yourself with a box cutter when a man coming at you with a M16 or so, or a
You
SIG
have a point there.
or a Glock.
Yeah, in certain
You know,
situations, you have a point. But in certain situations, it can be very effective.
but pepper spray, yeah, but pepper spray can be very effective because the whole purpose you want to do is to get yourself away from the situation long enough to escape. Now, the danger of pepper spray, as
Oh.
you know, that unless you're wearing glasses or goggles, glasses like me or
Uh-huh.
goggles, it will get into your own eye, and both of you might be blinded by, by this spray. That is the risk.
Mm. Well, in
So
certain situations,
again,
it can be very effective.
I don't
Huh?
want it to be said. Yeah, but I don't want it to be said that I'm encouraging you to get a box.
Well, I already have three. You have to encourage me. I already have
You
three.
the police. You tell people to commit crime.
But Wayne,
I didn't hear that. Yes, sir.
Wayne, I want to say I don't want to keep you any longer because you pick up the phone and you're gentle. Almost 20 minutes of your time every day is
Well,
appreciated.
Well, you wake
You wake him up
me up because
3:17 in the morning.
I was I was correcting. No, I'm doing my statements. I'm doing some investigation. So as a result, I was kind of half sleepy now. So when the phone rang, it allowed me to wake up so I could go back and do more work. I mightn't sleep for the night until
What time is it in
Yeah.
Uganda? Do you know? What time is it there? What time is it, you know?
Now
2:45.
Now it's 3:38 a.m. 3:38 a.m.
In the morning. Oh God. But at least the dog and them in back in, boy, they're sleeping.
Well, because the rain a little, it's set up a little now. So I think they pull in to wait. As soon as the rain set up, they kind of pull in to wait, but they will start just now.
All right, wait, man. Thanks so much, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you very
Good
much.
night, Watchman. I still holding on to my tree box cutter.
Well, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, remember, I hope you remember 9/11, eh? They use box cutters. Is that a lesson you learned there?
I hold on to my tree box cutters. I don't care.
All
right. Later.
All right.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Good morning.
All right. Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right.
So, folks, we wake up the man at 3:38 in the morning.
You. Yeah, somebody say he might bill you for your time.
Yeah,
boy, that's not easy, boy.
But I want to get back to the chat here. So we want to say thank you to Watchman for giving us some of his time. I want to cut back.
And thanks, Tommy, for recommending to call the Watchman.
Yeah, no, it's you.
You did.
Oh, it was me? Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, Mean Gene said, don't forget cloning.
Huh?
No, I think he was talking about the same thing you was talking about. Eileen said they're poisoning your community to make you violent too. Okay, spray. Eileen, this is the 10% Eileen. Eileen said, that is a dumb idea. Trinidadians don't have legal guns. It's only illegal in hands. What is a dumb idea? I don't know. Eileen, which idea are you talking about? You stand your ground?
I'm not easy to stand your ground. I not illegal and gun. And that we said.
Why Rowley ain't go after Brazil? Capiza, answer me, you are wrong. Gigi was not responsible. Okay. Hailey says, Gary Griffin, while a commissioner, had officers under him working for gangs and drug lords.
Oh, Lord.
Hailey, how you know
Oh,
that?
Lord. Be careful, Hailey. You don't get
Wait,
put to call that a boy.
And simply disclaimer, please.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
Hailey does go off sometime or no. Okay,
Good night, Ken John.
Okay, so and we had some response from people in the chat with respect to Tom in and Tom out there. The crime was nurtured under the step when Gonziki Williams, who is that? I don't
Even
huh?
He's
You
calling
know what that is?
Stephen.
Oh, Stephen Williams. Oh. Oh God, thank you, Tommy, for clarifying. Albert Montano, good evening. Gigi. Gigi have a nice wife, don't disturb the man. Highly say, nah, I out because I was only be into woman, not man. Which one is he talking about? But Tommy, Eugene was Tommy, eh? Eugene was Tommy, right? And he said Tommy that is garbage, so he Tom out. Eugene Tommen, Hailey Tom out. Well, yes, look at here. Look, I didn't even see it. Look, I tell you that. Hailey Tom out.
What? Let me see.
Eugene Tommen, with respect to Tommy comment,
Tom out.
Hailey said that is garbage, so he Tom out.
Yeah.
Right? He said that is garbage, so he Tom out.
And your friend, you mean Gene is in with Stand Your Ground.
Yeah,
No. He's talking about the summit.
No, he's Tommen in the summit. He's agreeing to the summit. Hailey is Tom out. He doesn't agree with the summit. He felt it's a waste of time.
Okay.
That says all guns illegal and gangsters still have AR weapons.
Uh-huh.
All right. ID says, yeah, Anselm, they go ban illegal or 15. Anselm, you're mad in your head. But you know that what came out of the summit, Hailey. You like you anyway, you in Atlanta. I mean in Alaska, it's kind of cold down there now. So you know, we must have earmuffs over your ears right now because it's too cold. Right? Thanks to the PNM and PNMites, murders come together. So on yeah, look, me and Gina agree with me, but you all out. So Tommy, you all out too, right?
Yep.
Right? So look at that. Yeah? Yeah, me and Gene, thank you, man. All out. Ali says, Tommy, you're missing the real factor. Kaimla wants crime so people can kill each other. I don't know about that.
I know they have to get a grip of that crime because it's gonna affect the tourism, it's gonna affect people looking to invest in the country when they feel they're not stable, with the criminal activity. They have to send their workers down there to train and perhaps work in amongst the natives. And they need to get it together. Mm-hmm.
But this is the thing, right?
Need to get it together.
Why you politicking? Why you politicking on things happening in the country rather than find solutions to the murders in the country and working with whoever you have to work with to get solutions? You coming up with Stand Your Ground. If you do any research on Stand Your Ground, any kind of little research, I mean, it took me less than 2 minutes. If Mrs. Kamala Prasad Besessa, right, she could have even bring Vonnie, she could have bring Capiza, she could have hired Hailey for maybe half an hour, moving from PEP and bring him over to UNC for half an hour. I show them fellas could have find the evidence. She could have bring Eugene from Tobago, right? She could have bring them fellas. She could have bring Lana, or maybe she could have get Nadia. Nadia is a teacher, right? Nadia could have teach you something, and realize that for us, as a 1.4 million citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, plus the 300,000 Venezuelans, right? You know that's not good for we. It's not good for us. No, the Casa doctrine, that's good for us. That law. You understand? That's very specific.
But she's all over the place.
She's all over. Tommy, you are so right. All over the place.
She talk about both that and the stand your ground. Which one she really wanted to talk about?
She should have just stuck to the Casa doctrine. Stick to the Casa doctrine about anybody come in your house. You have the right to deal with them. But you want to make it so kind of flamboyant and you want to protect the people of Trinidad. You're talking about stand your ground laws. Oh, God, come on, man. Come on, let me call David Naked now. See if we go pick up the phone. But you know, he had to agree with his leader. He can't say nothing different. So why are we calling him? Because we call him, let me call him.
Who you
all right, Tommy. I was gonna call David Naked. I ain't calling him. Because you could just
he the only one answer.
I tried calling your leader, but you don't pick up the call. Call?
No, I say he's the only one answer.
So
well, I'm gonna call Anil Roberts. You go have our next question for you.
Good luck.
You think he's gonna answer you?
Yeah, he might answer, man. Ken John says, good evening, everyone. Blessings to all. Ken John, welcome. Eileen says, neither idea is a good thing. Both waste of time by the Caribbean government and Kamla. All right. Ken John wants to know, stand your ground, what's that all about? Well, stand your ground basically in this country tells you that you can protect yourself against someone who you think might be jeopardizing your life or your family lives. I could put it that way. And in this country, you know, you can carry ammunition. And if you feel a person walking in front of your property might be endangering you or your family life, you could stand your ground and get rid of them. That's paraphrasing. And you want to bring that kind of law in Trinidad and Tobago. And not only that, but let me read this for you, Ken John. Right? Some of the drawbacks of stand your ground law is increased violence, racial bias, and increased legal complexities. Now, it took me less than a minute in order to do some review on stand your ground laws. And we know about that here in this country because we had a big deal here with a gentleman out of Florida. His name is Mark Zimmerman, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah. And Trayvon Martin, yeah.
Right. And we had that big issue here. And, you know, why we want to bring that to Trinidad? Why? For what? We don't need that. The Casa Doctrine law, yes. Not stand your ground law. Eileen said, yeah, but UNC never win another election, so that is a waste of time conversation.
Oh, Lord.
Denise says, that was clearly a political response from him. Well, I mean, now he's a lawyer too, he's an attorney. All them lawyers is liars and does manipulate the system for financial gain. Stand your ground. Yeah, you want to stand your ground in Trinidad. Create more violence. Yeah? Well, I don't disagree with Rennie. Rennie said the advantages and disadvantages of having legal gun. But I think there are more advantages, though. What do you guys think?
You know what?
No, advantage and disadvantage of having a legal gun.
There are, but what I see happening is that if somebody figure they being targeted or they targeted their family and hiding behind the cloak of standing ground, it could create more reprisals.
Correct. And more violence. Because if you in a certain neighborhood, and sometimes people say, but you're not supposed to be in this neighborhood, you look kind of suspicious. You know what I mean? If you look suspicious, I could stand my ground. Right? Sometimes all I need is suspicion. So now, no, why open up that can of worms in our country when we are already divided? Why do that? Eh? You really think that's going to change much in Trinidad and Tobago? The Castle Doctrine, and from what we hear, what Wayne says, it's already there. Right? You could protect yourself in your home. So the Castle Doctrine is there. Yeah. Rennie says, with the hiking crime, if someone comes into your home, you have your family and yourself to protect. How are you doing that? Should the criminal have weapon? Food for thought. Well, if you don't have a weapon, but there's ways they say how you could there's things they say you can do, Okay, let me see if I have it here just now. There's things they say you can do. What did they say? Let me see. Well, Rennie, really and truly, yeah, that is some of the solutions when they were talking about home invasions, right? It basically talk about having a plan in case of a home invasion, have a plan with your family for what to do in such a scenario. This include having a safe room or a designated hiding spot, as an example. If you
I was just about to
figure
say
out
the safe room thing.
Yeah, you could figure out, and I mean, when you talk about these solutions, people say, oh, people install security cameras as another thing, another way, you can try to secure, from home invasions. Another one is to develop neighborhood watch. Join or start a neighborhood watch program to keep an eye out for suspicious activity in the area. That really works,
It does.
I mean, the Jewish communities up here, they are neighborhood watch, 24/7, And then police like cars with siren, blue lights, You understand? And what do those do? Some of them just hire off-duty police officers to do it. You understand? So those are some of the things that, but the creativity that we have in Trinidad and Tobago, we don't have much creativity, right? Because a lot of these things are already in place in different countries, So why do we have to try and reinvent the wheel? People could say, well, if you park camera, they could shoot down the camera. Yeah, they could shoot down the camera. But if a person come and they see a camera, they might think twice. There's a possibility.
That's right.
You just want them to, you just want them to think twice about it.
Ansel, when I tell people that in the United States people don't have these high fences and don't have fences around their house,
yeah,
they don't believe it. We don't have fences and we don't have burglar bars.
And go ahead.
And we're not concerned about, we don't have to worry about the things that people have to worry about in Trinidad, even though they're fenced in, supposedly.
Tommy, that's an interesting point that you raised there. In suburban Maplewood and South Orange, it's illegal to put up
illegal.
It's fire illegal hazard. To put up a picket fence.
Fire hazard.
No.
And zoning laws too and stuff. Yeah,
and it's just. Go ahead.
The fire hazard is the bars on your window.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it's just the perception of fencing in these constituencies, suburban. Very rarely do you see a picket fence in suburban New Jersey. Very rarely.
And that's only in the backyards.
Yeah, right. In the backyard. Yeah, right. You could put it in the backyard, but you can't put it out front. You'll very rarely see a person with a picket fence out in front of their yard, anywhere in suburban. But if you go into other urban communities, you'll see it. Yeah, you see them plenty to all different type of fence. So these are the type of things that we believe that, you know, when you are an opposition leader, do a little bit of research now. Don't just throw it out there on the wall and see what will stick. You see, right? And this is not against anybody or this. It's just that, you know, certain things you just say, what, really? That ain't making much sense. That just ain't making much sense. So when I hear that stand your ground law thing, you know, as a matter of fact, I'd put that. I will play that when I come back. Yeah. So you know,
we have a bunch of willy-nilly grabbing at straws while what we call the swag method when it comes to trying to find solutions to problems.
You know, and Tommy, but listen to this, right? Think about this, right? You having a summit of most Caribbean leaders in order to come up with Tommy and Diana. I think when we were talking off air, one of you had made this suggestion about a CBI, Caribbean Bureau of Investigation.
It was me.
Right. A
Caribbean Bureau of Investigation.
Like the FBI, right? That's a brilliant idea. Right?
And you're going coaching top of the hour. I have something else to say after you come up on top of the hour.
Yeah. How do we know something like this, a CBI in the Caribbean, wouldn't work to our charm and to help with problems that we have in the Caribbean? And it's not like if Trinidad and Tobago alone is the only one with the problem. Jamaica had a problem too. Right? There are other islands in the Caribbean that have those same problems. So when we look at it, but the good thing I like, and we're going to play that video too, at least Kamla Prasad Besesa and Munilal actually attended the symposium, the summit. They actually attended. So that was a good thing. So folks, stick and stay. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. It's Diana, Ansem, Tommy, and you in the village with the DAT Triplets. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
This thing called PNM, this thing called UNC, is one set of dotishness to Mama Kai, you and me. It ain't have no color, it ain't have no race, it ain't have no principles or any values in place. And it was never meant to be the answer for unity. It shares no philosophy with any consistency. For when you watch the pedigree in each and every party, the difference you see turns out to be a case of power and money. Look here, them French Creoles in Saint-Anne, Maraval and Saint Clair, they don't hold no allegiance or no party here. Rich men must be supporting who they feel going to win. Loyalty, friends, means nothing. Money is getting. That's why PNM quite on turn coat to UNC. And when Del Monte, his background showed he was with DAC. Hector Macklin, the speaker, swore PNM till he dead. And when the last election over, he was UNC instead. Augustus Ramreka Singh, I knew him in Tapia. Next thing I know, he was a PNN minister. John Humphrey changed from Trinity and he joined about 5 party. So he's only die-hard new and grassroots me. It's PNN and UNC.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Let me go back to the chat. Carice, welcome. All of tomorrow is Daryl Supersad birthday.
That's right.
Give him say happy birthday to Daryl.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. We have Yeah. Look. Daryl says I'm torment and wall out. So you see, we had agreement. Right?
Agreements and disagreements.
Yeah, agreements and well, what it is Tommy, is that you were torment, I was torment, Heidi was storm out, Eugene was storming, right? You was wall out, I was wall out, Daryl Supersad was wall out, Eugene was wall out, Daryl Supersad wall out, right? So you know, I mean, we having some sort of agreement with
That's
people
right.
as far as Trinidad Margo, welcome. I want to just do something here. So, what is stand your ground law? Give a brief, please. Right. So we talked about that briefly. Right. Let me see something. Hold on, Let me do something here. Let me see if I have it here. I have a better definition of it. Hold on. Let me see it. Hold on, I'm gonna get it here. What is stand your ground? What is stand your ground law? All right, hold on. Okay. All right, hold on. Just a minute. All right. Okay. All right, I'll get back to that. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. We're going to give a better definition for stand your ground laws so we could actually have. All right. Okay, let's go here. Go here. You go here. Yeah. All right, let's go here. What? Okay. So this is what it is. Stand your ground law is a legal doctrine that allows an individual to use force, including deadly force, in self-defense without obligation to retreat first. The law allows individuals to use force if they believe it's necessary to protect themselves, their property, or others from imminent harm without the fear of being charged with a crime. The stand your ground law is controversial, and different states have different versions of the law. In some states, the law applies only to the home, while other states it applies to any place where the individual has a legal right to be. You hear that? It applies any place where the individuals have a legal right to be. Additionally, some states require that the individual have a reasonable belief if they are in danger, while other states we only require that the individual subjectively believe that they are in danger. You hear that? Some states require that the individuals have a reasonable belief that they are in danger, while other states require only that the individual subjectively,
like the old man that shoot that young boy in his head.
That they are in danger.
Hmm?
It is important to know that the stand your ground law does not give individuals a license to use excessive force or to act recklessly. The use of force must be proportional to the threat and must be necessary to protect oneself from harm. In case where deadly force is used, the individual must also demonstrate that they believe such force was necessary to prevent imminent death or serious bodily harm. We want to bring stand your ground law in Trinidad and Tobago. Are we serious?
But look what happened
We
in
serious?
Kansas City. Look what happened in Kansas. The young boy went to the wrong address, and the guy and asked him a
Yeah,
question. And he just
yeah,
shot him in the head, and then he shot him in the arm again. I bet you they come and stand your ground thing.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yes. So Renita is it right there. So Denise says absolutely, and the bias of officers.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Jones says guns from Benny too. Yeah, from Benny's. And listen to this, I don't believe that going after gun manufacturers makes any sense.
Hmm.
It makes it, and you know what? Let me play our next one day. Are you Tormin or Tom out on going after gun manufacturers in the United States of America? And chat, people in the chat, you can chime in. Are you Tormin? Means to say that you
Are
are
you
for them.
walling? You making the suggestion? Is you walling or wall out?
No, because I put it on me in the mix.
You want to be Diana in or Diana out?
No. Diana
No,
observing this. Diana
I'm
doesn't
putting,
trust this game.
I'm
I
putting,
observing this
listen,
game.
are you Tormin or Tom out with respect to
Going after gun
the
manufacturers?
going after gun manufacturers in the United States of America? For example, the Caribbean heads coming together and saying they're going after gun manufacturers in America. Are you Tormin or are you Tom out? Let me talk for me first.
Okay.
I am Tom out.
So am I.
Because I think it's a waste of precious money, waste of putting money in them attorneys' pockets for you to go after them gun manufacturers. Because them fellas and them are deep, not only deep, but they have quite a few of them senators up in Washington.
Not just that.
And you know what? I think if you don't watch it, there's something called sanctions, Tommy, go ahead. Are you all out? You Tom out?
I talk about on going after gun manufacturers because guns, when you really think about it, guns don't kill people, it's people kill people.
Correct is right. Correct is right. You
Because,
understand?
yeah.
And we going and sue gun manufacturers. So we have to go across the world and sue wherever they are.
Smith and Wesson.
How does that reduce crime in your country by going after gun manufacturers?
Just waste of resources. That's
Waste
wasting resources.
Waste of precious time.
You have to stop the guns getting into the country
Correct is right.
illegally.
Correct
That's
is
why
right.
you have to stop there. You can't.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct is
in the
right.
country illegally.
Use that money
to
shore up your borders. Use that money to get rid of them corrupted custom officers, the corrupted police officers. Use the money to have a good scanner in the port, so when them illegal guns come in, you could scan them. Use the money to do that. You're going after gun manufacturers.
Make sure when the illegal guns are taken off the street, they don't wind back up on the street again.
Correct is right. You blow them up somewhere, right? And you have to have a record of each and every one of them, because them corrupted people, all you know who they are, right? They might go and sell them guns. All you know them, we don't have to call their names, right? That's what you need to do, right? You need to fix your house. What is it about when our next house on fire, throw water on yours?
Yep.
And if you are found to be in possession of an unlicensed illegal gun, you need to face jail time.
Mandatory jail time. No question.
Lock him up, and take the gun out and throw it away and burn it. Yeah? But in 2010 to 2015, the UNC could have implemented all them set of laws. All them set of laws we could have in place today. We would not be here today. All them laws.
Yeah, but
because they had it good.
No, but the other thing too is how many laws are on the book that aren't being enforced.
Correct is right. Because look, Watchman just tell her the law about going into your home is a law on the book. And he had to know it's a law on the book. So when the opposition leader coming to politic people, but this stand your ground law. People, yeah, stand your ground law, stand your ground law. We already have laws on the books for that in Trinidad and Tobago. Not stand your ground law, but if you is home invasion and you come in my house, I could deal with you accordingly. You understand? And that's the part of the problem that we have. And as soon as them say something, it doesn't matter which one of them. Whoever says something, everybody who's supporting them jumping on the bandwagon. It's called the bandwagon effect.
Also, too, those people, that harbor people that knowingly know these people have guns and they're not supposed to have them, right? Them too supposed to face the brunt of the law. Yep. If it's housed in you person in your house and the gun found here, you be taking you to court too, and sanction whatever they have. That's it.
Just make it a serious offense.
A serious offense.
But we have to have the testicular fortitude in Trinidad. Eiley wants to know. This is the 10% Eiley. How will they ban illegal guns? Tell me now. Who said about banning illegal?
Highly, what we say is that when you're found with an illegal firearm, there should be mandatory jail sentences.
Jail time.
You cannot get
somebody housing you with the illegal firearm, he's a good boy, and he doing all kind of criminal activity with it. You going up the river too.
The only thing in Trinidad, though, a policeman may be looking at your wife and want her, he'll put an illegal gun on you and send you away.
Correct is right.
That's the next. Yeah. But listen, wait. Now they start with body cameras on. You see the women outfitted with body cameras, so that might rule out that.
Police in Trinidad body cameras now.
Yes, I saw something here where the women were putting it on. Let me see if I could find it and read it to you. 1 minute.
Wait. No, but here's this.
I shared it in the group.
Are they going out with it?
I answer them. I don't know if they're going on, but I saw them outfitting with it. So I'll have to find the article to be correct.
Or they only care about money and political gain, politicians.
So
when they're in a position.
So with the body camera, it might be hard to plant a gun on somebody.
Yes, if they all are camera down.
Yeah.
But how many of them are resisting the body cams?
Plenty of them. Good. Look how long it's been where nobody. And that's the next thing. Right? That can help significantly with many things happening as far as whether the police is right or the bandit is wrong. Right? But we don't want to do it. And they don't want to march up and down Port of Spain for putting on body cameras. Right? But we want to march for all kind of other things. Capiza said that was to drum up the UNC grassroots. I guess the stand your ground laws.
Right.
You don't know stand your ground laws in Trinidad and Tobago? Denise says, Slim, I was referring to the first guy you called. Who was the first guy we called?
Williams.
Oh, Stephen Williams. Yeah. Yeah, Stephen Williams is a politician. Yeah. Carice, welcome. Yeah, Stephen Williams. Stephen Williams didn't realize he's no longer commissioner of police. You don't have to be a politician no more. You know what I mean?
Well, as far as he's concerned, he has to live, and he here.
I hear you. Yeah.
I'm trying to find the
two cousins drink rum in front of their home. One father in the gallery, the other inside. One cousin hit his cousin's sister a piece of iron in she head, and her brother stabbed their cousin to death. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Put guns in Trinidad and Trinbago, you understand, is anarchy. I totally disagree with that.
Put guns in Trinbagonian hand is
It's
anarchy.
anarchy. That is highly. I don't agree with that.
Well,
Don't you have to go through certain
what he's saying
types
is,
of things in order to keep a weapon in Trinidad?
what he's saying is that putting guns in, if you the population, you're looking for trouble.
You mean if you get a FUL?
Well,
I mean if you go and you qualify for an FUL, you should get one. And you don't have no kind of case against you. You didn't abuse a dog, or you didn't, kick a cat, or you didn't, spray water in a dog nose or something. You know what I mean? I don't think that, if you haven't done any of those things, you can get a firearm. Why not? A firearm license. Don't you have to go practice? You have to learn to shoot, all kind of thing.
I'm trying to find this story.
And Albert Montana, you are absolutely incorrect. Yeah? The topic of Sandy Gong is more than an hour after a workable solution to crime instead of wasting time on that. Absolutely incorrect. 100%. You may think it's wasting time, but if we have that kind of law in Trinidad and Tobago, we go see the increased violence we have in the country. We're going to see it's already done in this country. They don't need to reinvent the wheel. They don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's already happening in this country. Stand your ground laws happens in this country. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's not going to work to the benefit of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Why we want to bring a law in Trinidad and Tobago, the possibility of increased violence? Are we trying to reduce violence in Trinidad and Tobago? It's not what we're trying to do, reduce violence by reducing crime in the country. But you want to bring stand your ground laws where the experts have said, this is not Wall Street saying it, the experts have said it increased violence, right? There could be a lot of racial bias with respect to stand your ground law, and it could be very complex. That's what the experts have said. Why a little 1.4 million people want to bring that type of thing in Trinidad and Tobago? Why? What get into your brain? What kind of passion fruit you have to drink in order for you to think like that? Eh? And we as Trinbagonians who are on the other side of the ledger want to support something like that. Why? Why? Why?
Distraction.
But I don't even call them thing distraction. I just feel that that's sad. It's sad. Because these things just go to the point where it's that it's about party before country.
Ali says we know the CBI would not work because look at the state of the Caribbean since slavery. It's still catching a tail. The government is no good and don't know how to operate nothing.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wait, this is the Caribbean. This is not Trinidad and Tobago.
No, not just that, but if and when we could unite the Caribbean, we can resolve a lot of issues, especially security issues. Especially security issues. Because now we would have a more objective pool of personnel to deal with, as opposed to everybody just being from the same area, where they're sending a brother to lock up a brother, and he can't do that because he had to explain to his mother why he lock up his brother.
I like the fact that the Caribbean decided to come together as one to fight crime. They need to come together as one to do a whole lot of things.
I agree with that.
A whole lot of things they need to come together.
Lot of initiatives that can be done as a Caribbean. What we call it again?
CBI,
Caribbean Bureau of Investigation. Caribbean Bureau of Investigation. Right?
Yep.
Yes? We could do a lot of things. Why you think why you think those bring FBI and CIA and all kind of thing in Trinidad and Tobago? They bring Scotland here to Trinidad. Why do you think those bring them?
Right, to get some objectivity. But Albert, I agree that Rowley is running Trinidad and Tobago, but if you were to look at Trinidad news and Trinidad reports, you will swear Kamala is very relevant because whatever she says is being echoed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know, man. Sometimes Albert had to take off his UNC glasses.
And you know, one of the initiatives in this crime fighting thing here, right? If let's say you know you have a certain individual who they have this long record and they should not be allowed to fly to go to other Caribbean countries to do the same nonsense. So that way you're containing them there. That's what all them things they can employ. Yep, put them on a no-fly list.
Yeah,
You can't behave yourself here. You don't get to go nowhere.
Highly
again.
The CBI will be equivalent to the FBI. When in any state they play the fool, and people in the state can't deal with it, who they send for the bloody FBI?
FBI. Yeah, so they need a Caribbean.
FBI.
Yeah, Caribbean.
FBI would have to have the authority.
Mm-hmm.
FBI would have to have the authority as the FBI.
Bureau of Investigation. They need that. Yep. And let it be comprised of people from all different countries in the Caribbean.
Correct. Yep. And you do have to get the okay from Trinidad to come into Trinidad.
And then there's something going on here.
To come into Jamaica because all they sign a treaty, all they sit down and sign a treaty. When there's problems, we send in the CBI.
Yep.
And that come from us here at WZYE.
Yep.
Right? The CBI. Yes.
From the lips of the storm.
Brilliant idea. Brilliant. We need
it. Thank you, Anselm.
Because we do have to. You're more than welcome. We do have to listen to if the Prime Minister of Trinidad want to hide something, or if the Prime Minister of Jamaica want to hide something because maybe one of his friend or one of his financiers. The CBI coming.
Yeah.
When the CBI come, right? They might have one Trinidadian on that CBI team that come. None of them. So them are nothing to worry about. They come in, they do what they have to do, and they bust it and they're gone. Right? So even the gangsters and them who try to intimidate them can't intimidate them.
Can't intimidate them.
But they ain't living there. They're not living there. No one lives there.
Yeah. They come in, they fix it, do what they got, and all these killings and these trafficking and these serial killing come in and deal with that. They try, deal work parallel the way the FBI works. That's what I mean.
But people like Hailey and Albert, they don't want that, They want crime to be 1,500 murders in Trinidad. Do they want that? They don't want it. They want it to escalate to the point where is that the government in power, they could look bad. Let them look bad. That is what Albert Montano want and Vonnie Roberts and Capiza and Hailey and them. That is what they want. They go laugh on that because Hailey want his party to come in the power. The first time the NACTA poll in 200 years of the history of Trinidad and Tobago, they mentioned PEP. They in existence 200 years? How long PEP in existence?
Yeah, but friends, we need in the discussions that they were having over the last 2 days, we need them to come up with solutions like we are suggesting that.
Correct.
That they agree in principle to sign up to something of sorts like the CBI, some sort of agency that they would give the powers to. That's if they want to yield some of their state powers.
No, Albert, I agree with you, You see, Albert, that's part of the problem with me. I just agree with things that I think is better for the country. After 8 years in government, it is still Kamala to blame for the problems in Trinidad. I have said the PNM blames Kamala Persad-Bussessa too much. Kamala Persad-Bussessa is not in power. I don't want to hear Kamala Persad-Bussessa. I don't want to hear that.
Look at here, Anselm. Loop News TT Police Commissioner Ella here. What is it?
Yeah, that's the commissioner, Ella.
I thought it was
Erla.
But somebody put Ella here. That's why I paused on the name. said officers have been given orders to wear body cameras. In a statement, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service said 1,120 body-worn cameras were issued for this purpose.
Great job, Ola. Let me give you a round of applause because Gary Griffith couldn't get it done. Gary Griffith couldn't get it done, but the woman get it.
Then he put thing in place, and because of jealousy, the other fella didn't do it. McDonald didn't do it.
You're going on where? Take this. Wait up.
The next thing is that there has to be consequences when a crime or a situation arises. There's no footage. There has to be consequences on the officer who responded and didn't have footage.
That too. Yep. And look here, political parties deliver 14-point crime plan to Hines. 5 political parties put aside their differences to formulate crime plan to effectively address the recent uptick in crime.
Let me try Fitzgerald Hines again.
But anyway, Lord, good luck.
Let me say, Hailey says, Tom out and Anselm out. So Tommy, he agreed with us, right? With respect to what was that last point, Tommy?
The CBI.
Oh, he don't believe in it. He Tom out.
Don't believe in it?
Hailey, right? Hailey, yeah. Hailey said he Tom out and Anselm out.
No. The last point was not the CBI. The last point was gun manufacturers.
Oh,
all right, right. Correct is right.
Oh, okay.
So he agreed with us. He agreed with us, right?
He agreed. He agreed that we wasting resources saying that we're going to be suing the gun manufacturers.
Oh, all right. That's the 90% Hailey. Yeah.
And they have to create, since they're doing digitalization, create a database with all these people are giving trouble, and you need to know where they are, and they have to report into a precinct or something, or something like what you call them? When you call them parole officer or something, you just call them that. But don't let them report to the precinct. And if they don't report to the precinct like this, suppose, but when they come there, you have some sort of counseling for them and stuff. It entails a whole lot, right? You're trying to get in. You see the young man that we had on the show, what's his name, Hercules? People like talk to him, hey, this life of crime, and and they report to the station for an hour or 2 or whatever. And if they don't, you pick them up. Pick them up. They're not listening. Pick the tail, put them somewhere. Well, you didn't come, hey. You understand? You have a special force to deal with it. Don't kill them now unless they shoot at you. If they're shooting at you to try to harm you, that's different. Pick the tail up and put them somewhere then.
Rose says, happy birthday to Darren. Blessings for long life and many more.
Hey.
Rennie says, however, there are those who will use that leverage for bad instead of self-defense.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about, right? The old man
I'll be right back.
Shooting the 16-year-old black boy tonight with the stand your ground. Here we go. There we go. That is jokes. Yeah, the mind is the most dangerous weapon, Rose says.
It's true.
P&M can't get ish in them fellas. They want to get America. The mind is more dangerous than gun. Hey, look, Denise agree with me, yes? Denise storm out and wall out on that one. And I already have deep pockets and mucho power. Denise, tell them, they don't understand, no? They don't understand.
They be wasting resources.
I could say they're wasting resources. What are the waste resources? What are you wasting resources for? Please. Rennie says, stand your ground is another way to increase crime, corruption, death toll, at the same time providing work for police and funeral agencies. it's going to be increasing violence. It's going to be an increase because people going to feel emboldened to do things that they didn't feel emboldened to do before.
Not only that, they may have a grievance. They may have a grievance with someone, and
yeah,
and take them out and say it's a stand your ground.
Stand your ground. I stand on my ground, man. Oh God. Capiza leaves Stephen Williams alone, eh? Yeah, Capiza say he applied for 2 guns in Trinidad, waiting since 2016. What you want to do with guns, Capiza?
You want one for his right side and one for his left side.
Yeah. Were you protected in Trinidad, Capiza? You living in America?
No, you have to protect his farm.
That is the bee farm. You have a bee farm, you know. You only mining male bees, you know.
Yes, but criminals can get fuel as well. It's true.
Yeah.
They'll find a way. They'll find a way to
they could pay. They could pay.
Yep.
They could pay.
Especially in a corrupt society.
Yeah. Yep. Trinidad murders and crime rate will increase anyway without standing your ground now because the lawless have gone too far.
Yep.
What's the sense? No. Stand your ground is more to protect your property and your family. But through putting that law in place, it can increase violence in the country. Right? Therefore, it can increase murders even more. Because people are going to take the law into their own hands.
But didn't we see the mandatory illegal firearm law in New York really helping stemming the tide of illegal gun usage in New York?
Say that again, Tommy. If we what?
When they introduced the mandatory 2-year sentence if you're caught with an unregistered firearm in New York, that worked very well. I mean, if you're building if you're doing an experiment or you're doing a project and you need a wheel, you don't have to reinvent it.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. I keep saying that we need a mandatory jail sentence for persons caught with illegal firearms.
Yep. When he says giving Trini people the mentality of stand your ground could be a very dangerous thing to society, much less giving out legal guns to the mass population. I think that as an upstanding citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, you should be able to get a legal firearm license. Yeah, Denise. United Caribbean is a more strategic thinking. They don't want to think like that. All right. So Albert Montano just clarified something. Answer: I'm neither PNM or UNC or any political party. I'm concerned with seeing Trinidad and Tobago move forward. All right.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay. All right. That's what we're talking about. But sometimes your opinions, Albert, there's been more anti-PNM more than anything else.
Call the CBI a flying squad. No, we don't want enough squad to be
No,
flying.
we don't want them old names. Just like we don't want them recycled politician, we don't want to recycle name. Next thing they will think we're bringing back Burroughs. Yeah, people go say bring back Burroughs too. Next. Right? And Randy Bob and all of them. Okay. So the Rose said a woman random call today. She said she was doing a survey concerning the economical state of the country and she want my opinion. So she asked me about 25 questions, including if a number. Okay. Good night, Miss Coover. And some take back that I have plenty siblings and family living in Trinidad more than you. Yeah, I know. While I want that. The government never started doing their job. They're only looking back for excuses. Daryl Superstar says, that's a good idea. Caribbean Bureau of Investigation. CBI. Yeah, I tell you all, that's a fantabulous idea.
Absolutely.
That's a boss idea, man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Tommy and Diana, that's what we need our leaders to be thinking, man.
Let me tell you something. Since the year 19, how long I've been saying a true Caribbean unity is the only solution when it comes to security and other issues going on in the Caribbean, especially economics too. Why? Because we would have freedom of free movement. We would have freedom to invest in whatever particular region you want to. Those who are able to invest, and it would create a new atmosphere, just a new energy.
Yes.
Real Caribbean unity. We need one currency for the entire region too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rose, good night. Rose says she's going to rest. Take her only a rest tonight and be safe. Good night to you too as well, Rose. The police want to know what I was going. Want to know what I was going on hunt. Ask for a FUL. You need a psychologist evaluation. So if that's what you need. If that's the requirements.
Make
All
sure
you
you have
forget
a
is
strong mind, and which is
yeah,
good. This is a good
yeah,
idea.
that's part of the requirements. All you forget is Trinidad we talking about our. What does that mean?
A whole heap of people under stress. They may fail that examination.
Ken John says, how is the church going, Miss Rose Celestine? Open all is well, blessing and shalom.
Yeah, we included Haiti too, yeah?
The main police send a sergeant to inspect your house. You need to have burglar proof in your house and a heavy hidden gun safe. Yeah, you're supposed to have all them things. I mean,
burglar proof, dog, camera, some acid by the door.
Tommy,
am I including Haiti? Yes. As a matter of fact, the only way to fix Haiti is in a Caribbean Union.
That's right.
The only way to fix Haiti.
Read where your partner highly says.
Tommy, you've been saying unity and it has not happened yet. It will never happen. Black, you mean too jealous and envious to be in unity? Listen, Hailey, look at what happened with the European Union. Look at how long the European Union countries had been going at each other and been having differences. Look how they've united.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, England pull out, but England eventually is going to have to fall back in line. They're just playing the fool.
But other races can get together faster than blacks. I agree with you, Eileen. There's too much backbiting and crab syndrome mentality within our own race.
Yes, and
I agree with you.
And too much outside inducements. Too many outsiders and non-blacks are creating divisive rhetoric and programs and schemes.
So this is what Mrs. Kamala Prasad Desai said regarding the Stand Your Ground law, that if a UNC government comes into power, that they will bring into existence in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, how do you sit and come up with these things, boy?
No, Kamala, Stand Your Ground laws will increase violence in Trinidad and Tobago. What are some drawbacks to Stand Your Ground laws in Trinidad and Tobago? 1. Increased violence. Critics of Stand Your Ground laws argue that they may lead to an increase in violence, as individuals may feel emboldened to use force in situations where it is not necessary or appropriate. 2. Racial bias. Some studies have suggested that Stand Your Ground laws may disproportionately benefit white individuals, leading to racial bias in their application and potentially increasing the risk of harm to minority individuals. 3. Increased legal complexity. The application of Stand Your Ground laws can be complex and may lead to confusion among individuals and law enforcement officials, potentially leading to unintended consequences and legal challenges. Overall, the potential drawbacks of stand your ground laws are complex and depend on a variety of factors. The implementation and effectiveness of such laws would need to be carefully considered in the specific cultural and legal context of the jurisdiction in question. Is CAMLA playing politricks with the people of Trinidad and Tobago with this type of politricking that can have a significant increase in violence in Trinidad and Tobago if such a law is implemented?
But what I'm waiting to hear is the UNC gonna offer every family $1 million when they get back into office.
Nah, they ain't gonna do that to me.
Then for sure they're going in quick, fast, and in a hurry.
You think so?
Oh yeah, they that's what they should do. They should offer every single family $1 million.
I'm gonna get any money.
So, if they get in power, so let's listen to Mrs. Kamala Prasad.
No, Kamala, stand your ground laws will increase violence in Trinidad and Tobago.
That's not it. I was trying to find there's another one with us saying
Ain't the Heritage and Destabilization Fund there to stabilize Trinidad? Where they destable now, so they could dip into it and get them the $1 million from there.
$1 million from all the profits on the bunnies that were taken in in that incarnation where they went wild.
Okay. I think this is. I wonder if this is here, but no, that's on the summit. I had it somewhere here.
But the bandits go and still rob people their $1 million, eh? Okay.
No, well, each family is getting $1 million. You know, need for nobody
but
to rob.
The bandits ain't care. They still want more.
No, they'll be all right.
No. They still want more.
Part of the requirement is that they bring their guns in.
What?
They have to turn their
Money
guns
for
in.
guns?
Yep.
That
ain't working, Tommy.
That ain't working, Tommy. You think
no, Kamala, stand your ground laws will increase violence in.
You think that go work, Tommy, in Trinidad?
As long as the numbers are attractive.
People go bring in all kind of toy, gun, all kind of thing in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, but we want attractive numbers for those guns.
Nah, they will make all kind of things. It's Trinidad, you know. Remember, I changed my opinion and said Trinidad is not a real place.
I saw a video where the guy walked into a store where the girl, it's like one of those, and the store was locked. Right? So she let him in because he looked like a customer. He went in there cool on a phone call, and then he pulled out a gun and robbed the girl. Easy and calm. So I said, well. No mask, nothing. He ain't wearing no mask. So if they follow up on that now, and they find him and they play that thing, well, it's you, no mask. I said to myself, what?
So as I say that, listen to the former top cop.
That task will get harder once we do not support and play our part. You see, we are talking people. We generally say what should be done and what should not be done, but are we willing to do? And once we consider doing the small contributions from each one of us as citizens in this country can in fact make a significant difference.
Former Acting Commissioner of Police Stephen Williams joined with his fellow batch of 79ers in Tobago celebrating their 44th anniversary. His advice to parents and citizens: the police cannot do it alone.
People generally focus on the police service and fail to focus on themselves. It will take all of us to make a difference, and I would just encourage parents to look after their children, the community to look after the young ones in the community, and for all of us to recognize if we play our part, Trinidad and Tobago can be a better place.
Mr. Williams said citizens must play a greater role in the reduction of crime.
If every single citizen play a part, we shall in fact, I would say over time, achieve our goal of making Trinidad and Tobago better.
Under the tenure of former Acting Commissioner of Police Stephen Williams, the crime rate continued to increase. There was also in 2018 an online petition to have Williams removed from his role. Eventually, the government did not renew his contract. Elizabeth Williams, TV6 News.
And it's the same thing may happen with Earl Christopher. It happened with Gary Griffith. It happened with James Filbert. It happened with Stephen Williams. I mean, when are we gonna have the test scale of fortitude to get a real commissioner of police? When?
When? They don't want that because that is that's where the crime allows to go on, because then he tying up the hands, you're blocking them, they can't go on and start investigations into nothing, right? So
what I want to happen is that when a commissioner puts things in place and she doesn't get, or he doesn't get the cooperation from the underlings, that there are consequences for that. That's what I'd like to see happen.
Okay.
But all I have to say is that, in Trinidad and Tobago, that we are, or here it is. Let me read this for you guys. Regional leaders have agreed to ban the use of assault weapons in the civilian population of their respective nations. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Rowley made the announcement today while delivering closing remarks at the regional symposium, Violence as a Public Health Issue, the Crime Challenge. Dr. Rowley said CARICOM leaders also intend to write to the United States President and his administration for a greater effort in preventing the manufacturers of these killing machines and projectiles from having the profit-making outcome that is killing our people and destroying our society. We want the guns and ammunition stopped. He added, today we are saying to the United States the same way we fought with you to prevent the powder cocaine from going up north to poison your community. We want you to fight with us to prevent guns and ammunition from coming into our territories. Prime Minister Rowley, you see, think about this, right? This is the Prime Minister office. And they address him as Prime Minister Rowley. When I say
President Biden.
No, but when I say PM Rowley, people that say you're being disrespectful. And this come out of the office.
No, I don't think that's disrespectful.
Or you should hear them. Prime Minister Rowley stated that these little islands in the Caribbean cannot sustain for much longer the debt rate and the economic destruction that this wanton use of arms and ammunition is wreaking on us. You know what? I have to say that you want to blame the gun manufacturers? Well, that is a poor excuse, eh? Poor excuse. You want to blame the gun manufacturers?
Or even the U.S. government?
Correct is right.
The thing is that the guns aren't just getting, they're not being shipped out by the government first to begin, or the manufacturers.
Correct is right. The manufacturers shipping them to Trinidad and Tobago, right? Listen, you know what? Just now we got to stop Burger King from making burgers. We got to stop McDonald's from making Big Macs. We got to stop Monster from bringing them energy drink. We got to stop, what is the other one? Red Bull from making them, all them things.
From giving us wings.
Say that again, Tommy.
Stop Red Bull from giving us wings.
Yeah, some giving us wings. So you could drive more, you could be up and alert. You understand?
That's a Red Bull does set up your blood pressure.
Yeah, it does set up
your
blood
pressure. It's a killer.
Absolutely. We had to stop all of them things. You understand?
But you know what, Ansem? Here's my thing, Now, I think I might be wrong. I get a lot of information come at me, and I just have to compartmentalize it and try to find it and recall what was said. And so I think I heard the Prime Minister say there are jobs that are open in the Customs Department, right? Something to that effect. If I could find it. And a lot of, and there's this one particular position that if someone is retiring, that's what he said, retiring. I believe he said retiring, and nobody wants the job because of what goes on with inside the place already. So I said to myself, wow, nobody wants that job. And these are the challenge. You have all these, the key people who are already placed in positions inside customs, and you can't touch them. Now I'm paraphrasing, huh? That's what I got from what he said. Now my thing is, right? How many places they have that goods that's come into Trinidad? Just the Port of Spain port there, or down south too?
We have Port Lisas in Vancouver. We have Port of Spain, which are the two main ports. We have the airports.
Right. But then the perhaps they need to, like fine tune how they allow things to come in and what comes in where. I understand it might be a problem with logistics, something coming from South America, Panama Canal, the easier access point is south, right? Give right or wrong?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But,
so
we have the illegal ports too.
So my thing is, what the army does be doing?
Preparing for war.
Okay, so why they can't put them to work alongside the what the name? The customs people to watch what coming in the country? Because you're preparing for war to block these guns coming in, no?
Yes.
So yeah, you have another pair of trained eyes. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know, just suggestions. Get them something to do too.
And I think you're just too bright for this whole thing.
No, common sense. Get them something to do too. Who passed the coffee? Have a bond. Capiza's a troublemaker. Yeah, you understand? And if there are children in the secondary schools who, they don't want to, what was it? You don't want to become doctors and lawyers, and then you can't train these children from Form 3, 4, 5 onward to become customs officers. I don't know. You understand? Maybe some of them interested in that. Train them from then instead of when they come out, they're scrambling to take some exam, scrambling to read all this material, scrambling to start. If you're interested in this, okay, let me with you geography and with you taxation and computing and stuff. That's what you like, good. So you farm them out to suit. So they're ready, they're prepared, they know the problems that the country facing. You're training them from inside the classroom. To look for these, all these problems that go on within importing stuff. I don't know, suggestion, right? It's called what? Computer says it's called what? Forces. Huh?
That's Coffee's bond, but he doesn't have whatever goes to his bond comes from the port, so it has to come from either Point Lisas or Port of Spain, and then it goes to his bond, and you can collect your cargo there. But that's not a port. That's not a port of entry. The port of entry is the seaport or the airport.
Somebody say you should highly say if you send a barrel Trinidad, my family need US dollars to get the barrel, but there's no US dollars set up to prevent Trinidadians from having a little business where they could get stuff from foreign.
Yeah, there's some new requirements with some of the importation that you have to pay some of the fees in the US.
Why
Right?
you gotta do? Why is that?
I don't know how they got away with that.
But that don't make no sense. Any people, the people say they don't check anything, Tommy. Okay.
You don't check anything for pasta coffee?
He said they don't check anything. I don't know if it's for coffee. They don't check it. Anything. They should chip. Ken John makes a good suggestion. They should chip all them guns. Let's see. Put it there. Yeah. Mr. Armstrong, they should chip all them guns illegal in Trinidad to attract the legal ones too. What do you think, Armstrong? That was a good idea?
Hold on. I wanted to go before.
Stand up here.
It's not impossible to chip the guns. They should chip them for real.
Yeah. What are the qualifications for a real COP in Trinidad? Chip guns, what does that mean? Put a chip on it?
Yeah, like a tracking device.
Like a chip in there. That's like on your phone.
They could do that from the manufacturers.
Amen.
That's what they can do.
They could. That's a suggestion they can make. But I want to play this video quick. This is Kamala Prasad. Hold on.
Can you imagine you are in your house? As you say, your home is your castle, the place that you feel safest, and you just see man jumping in over your gate and into your house. How terrifying. For a woman, it is terrifying, but I can think of a father and a husband. How helpless that person will be to watch wife and mother and children. That to me is one of the most terrifying experiences that you can ever imagine. The cries, the pain, the anguish, the anger. You will not wish this on your worst enemy. And so we have taken note of this unacceptable situation. And while Rowley spends 2 full days talking foolishness at the heart, no plan, no policy, no program, the UNC will do the following to put an end to this devilish offense of home invasion. 1, we will bring legislation to Parliament to create a specific criminal offense of home invasion. I propose that our next UNC government will create this full offense. This will involve increasing the sentences for larceny, burglary, serious assault, unlawful entry to your properties, whether it be your home or your businesses, and that you will be able to use force. They come and use in force, firearm, weapon, cutlass, whatever it may be. And so we propose this specific offense, and we will create that offense with a penalty of 25 years in jail. 25 years. We will also bring stand your ground laws. Stand your ground laws. Let me explain that. At the moment, the law is a man invades your house or a woman invades your house, cutlass, weapon, gun, whatever it may be, and you have to use something they call reasonable force. Man come in with gun in your face and you must do nothing. Nothing. I propose that we adopt the stand your ground legal principle that will be inserted into our law. This means putting into our laws the legal principle that allows a person to use force in self-defense without retreating.
We'll be right back. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. So, folks, just before we go for the break, Rennie Mohammed.
You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, Maplewood, New.
Ken John, Hailey, Judy, Daryl Superstar, if you're still there, Albert Montano. I think Joan already gone. I don't think. Nadia, if you're still there, Albert Montano, Rose, if you're still there, Denise G, if you're still there, and Eugene Julian, if you're still there. Put closing comments in the chat.
Hailey.
Yeah, Hailey as well. Okay. Yeah, let's go for a quick station and navigation. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's Individuals with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. You know, just listening to what Mrs. Kamala Prasad Besessa just said there, right? You know, what I would like for any government to do, even the opposition, before you go on a platform and you belt out something, you know, even though you know sometimes you're doing it for politics, you should have at least give the people that, at least give them the pros and cons of the idea. You know, say here are the benefits, but these are some of the possible drawbacks. You know, because with a law like stand your ground law in Trinidad and Tobago, as dividers we have a country, that is the last thing you want to put any type of law that could divide us even more. You know, all they go take is one, you know. All they go take is one such thing to happen, right? And it's all mass in the country, right? Because a law you want to put on it.
You went, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah. Well, now we are.
Okay, you didn't hear me before?
No.
You said country and then it went blank for a minute.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't know. Something happened. Yeah, I was just saying that the last thing we want to do is to put any type of laws on the books of Trinidad and Tobago if you are government that can cause more division in the country and cause more violence in the country. You know, you got to think twice. You got to actually think twice and do a little bit of homework before you decide you want to do these type of things. It sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good.
You know something, Anselm? There was a divisive video making its rounds on social media with this woman talking about
Julia Davy.
Yeah, but running up in people's house and dealing with them.
Yeah, but that was spliced together.
It was
But
disgusting.
listen to me, Anselm, whether it was spliced together or not. Anyway.
It's too divisive.
But Anna, you just did the right thing. You just did the right thing. Because, Tommy, I can tell you that video was spliced together to make it look like if she said, right, to jump over the walls of certain people and deal with them. That was not the context of the full video. It was spliced together.
It's really sad whoever is spewing that.
Exactly. That is part of the problems that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. The video was spliced together to make it look like if she had said a particular thing. Right? As a matter of fact, go back and look at the video. Background of the video. You will see for yourself. And Diana, you actually commented on that video too, eh?
Yeah, because I said if this is so, this is divisive.
No.
So whoever put it together is divisive.
But Diana, what I'm saying is that we have to use ourselves as examples. Some of these things, we don't need to comment on it because we know they're trying to put up a certain perception. And when we allow it to happen, we are part of the problem too, not part of the solution.
Whoever put it up is the problem number one. Who spliced it together? Problem number two.
Yeah, but anyway, if you comment on it and your comment is in favor of the person that put it up,
I might comment anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna make my closing comment when you're ready.
Diana, wait a minute. Diana, you have to stop doing that. Seriously. You have to stop doing that. You do have to stop doing that. Okay? Because what normally happens, Diana, is that we tell who person to make their closing comment and we allow them to make their comments. Okay? Sometimes I go first, sometimes you go first. I normally say closing comments to the individuals. Closing comments, Tommy.
Well, still, love is the key. We realize that hate kills and love breeds life. Still, again, I like to say, don't look down on anyone at all, unless you're giving them a hand to pick them up or pull them up. Till we meet again, be safe. Love you all.
Thank you. Okay, so my closing comment is sometimes God reduces your circles because he heard conversations you didn't. Don't ask why some people are in our lives for a season. From where I said, this is it. The clock on the wall said, that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Closing comments, Diana?
Happy birthday, Daryl.
Okay.
Aslam,
Yeah.
you to play a song for Daryl, you play
Oh, yeah, you go play
Happy Birthday by Winsford Devines.
Yeah, we could play that one. I will play that one. Right. Okay, good.
Since it's a local.
So Hailey says closing comments. When a people move away from God laws, God is anger and will beat them. Bad with fire and brimstone, just have to go and live in this way until the people change to God laws. Judy says both governments know what to do to less criminals, but they refuse to do so. One is to keep vote. Next is to have their lawyers make billions from criminals and Syrians making billions transported. Okay. Albert says good night, Aunt Sam and Diana and Tommy.
Good night, Albert.
Okay. Eileen says, bless birthday, Daryl. And Ken John said, yes, highly agree. Okay, so let me bring that one. Happy birthday, Winsford Devines, right?
Mm-hmm. Winsford Devines.
Winsford Devines. Happy birthday.
Night, sweetie.
Okay, we're gonna say this is for Daryl Supersad. Happy birthday to you. And yeah, so we're gonna see you on Thursday, folks. Happy birthday, Daryl Supersad. There we go. Winsford Devines. Happy birthday.
Your birthday is the day. Happy birthday, happy birthday. If you plan to celebrate, I say happy birthday, happy birthday. It's a good day for having a party. A good time to get next to your baby.
gather around all the friends who you value. Join with them in a toast as I wish you happy birthday. Happy birthday. May your chalice run it over. May you always have a dollar. May you live on for a million more. Just for you, I sing this song today. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Whether you are near or far away. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Even though time is making you older, experience is to make you much wiser. Let the past be your lesson and teacher, and look forward to seeing in the future. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. May prosperity be with you. May all of your dreamings come true. May you live to score a million more. It is really nice to wish a friend happy birthday, happy birthday. May these precious moments never end. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Everything may not be in your favor, but who knows, the next time may be greater. What is for you, nobody can take it. If you try, someday you will take it. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. May you find your pot of gold, somebody to cherish and hold. May your soul endure a million more.